and some of what we've heard, this will fill in some of the details. And on Donald Trump's side, you know, it's not clear what we'll hear. Will we hear, for instance, a layout of their defense? Will they say that Donald Trump was not having affairs with these women, something he has suggested at before? And perhaps most importantly, will his lawyers promise, as Donald Trump has, that he will take the stand and testify in his own defense? That would be unusual. I don't think anyone is really expecting him to take the stand. But if he's serious, we may hear it from his lawyers in opening statement.
That's interesting. In the final minutes of trial on Friday, reporters in the room said that Donald Trump tried to get up and leave before being dismissed. And the judge firmly told him, quote, "Sir, can you please have a seat?" So Trump, reportedly frustrated, returned to the defense table, had to wait until the judge departed before he could leave. Carol, how does a moment like that affect Trump's psyche? Because the judge is the authority in the courtroom, not a criminal defendant, even if that defendant is a former president.
I think, Alex, it's such a good question because it illustrates the larger frustration for Donald Trump in his first week in this case. He's not in the driver's seat. He has to sit in this chair. He's not allowed to really leave except for when the judge dismisses people. He also is not able to speak, you know, that which is one of his probably greatest frustrations because he's the master of the megaphone. And when he was muttering on day 2 of jury selection, the judge scolded him rather firmly and said, you know, there'll be none of that because, you know, Donald Trump wants to communicate in this trial one way or another. He wants his voice heard, and that's not possible. The judge also basically said to Donald Trump in a stern warning that Tuesday he better be in court or he could be imprisoned for and arrested for contempt of court. This is, you know, no joke. When you are on trial, you are on trial, and the boss is the judge.
I'm curious, Joyce, right before the court ended on Friday, the government agreed to provide the name of one witness to Trump's team after saying they didn't want to offer that courtesy out of concern that Trump's going to tweet about the witnesses. Early in the day, Trump's lawyer said, quote, "What if I commit to the court and the people that President Trump will not tweet about any witnesses?" The judge responded, "I don't think you can make that representation." What did you make of this exchange, Joyce? And I mean, is it unique to Donald Trump?
It's pretty unique. And, you know, this is a judge who's been very careful about ruling in a way and conducting himself in a way so as not to create any reversible error on appeal if there is a conviction. So for him to say that, I think, is very revelatory. And we're seeing a judge who's acknowledging to the lawyers, you know, typically I would trust lawyers to control their client. In this case, the lawyers can't control their client, and we all know it. So that's what we saw here. This is just such a typical courtesy. I can't remember ever trying a case where I didn't share with the defense the order that I expected to call my witnesses in. It makes the whole proceeding work more seamlessly. Here, prosecutors withheld that information not because they were trying to stick it to the defense, but out of legitimate concern about the safety and security of their witnesses.
Indeed. Okay, Joyce Vance and Carol Leonnig. Thank you, ladies. Good to see you both. Appreciate you. Breaking